What's happening, Achievers? Ajit Sidhu here from Invincible Achievers. Let's talk about a belief. In my previous videos, I have spoken about what beliefs are. And if I ask you, what is a belief? A lot of people have different answers from what they've heard. My opinion of what a belief is something that's been told to us in a story, an elaborate story, a story that has been made so powerful that we've taken it to be true. Once we've taken it to be true, it becomes a belief. And the more elaborate and powerful the story is told, the more stronger the belief is. Now, I saw my son today, this morning. He was holding his Pokemon cards. He's been collecting these Pokemon cards for a while now. I was in the kitchen doing my normal thing in the morning, my routine, and I was just about to blend my green juice. And I looked over to my son who was sitting in the front room on the sofa, and he was looking at his cards, and he dropped the cards in sadness. And I saw the sadness on his face. And he looked at the cards, and I was just about to press the button of the blender, and I thought, let's find out what's up. So I walked over and I knelt down onto my knees and I said, "Son, is everything okay?" And he looked at me and said, "Yeah, Dad, everything's fine." And I looked at the cards on the sofa, and I picked them up. I said, "You like these cards? What's up? What's wrong?" He said, "The children at school, they keep saying my cards are fake. They keep continuing to say they're fake. They've been saying it for the last 2 weeks, and it's upsetting me. But not only that, my friend was holding my card yesterday, and one of the year above him came running over and said, 'Oh, wow, that card is amazing. Look, oh, wow, can I have a look at it? Wow, this is cool.' And my son said, 'But when my friend said that it's my card,' the bigger boy said, 'Oh, it's fake. He always brings fake cards.' And that shocked me. Because I bought the cards. I know they're real. I bought them from the shop. I said to my son, 'Where did it all start from?' And he said, one boy started saying a story saying that it's fake, he's fake. And he started telling everyone. And everyone started listening. And once everyone started listening, everyone started to say the same thing. So what has happened is someone's actually told an elaborate story. And they've gone around, and now anytime they look at my son's card, they're saying, 'Oh, it's fake,' and that's upsetting my son. With a belief is created through a story, and I did explain that to him. Now, with the actual belief, there was a time when people believed that a 4-minute mile could not be done. It cannot be done. The actual doctors they had said it for many years, saying anyone who tries to do this, their heart will explode in their chest and they will die because it's impossible. It's impossible. Medically, it's impossible. It can be seen medically that it's impossible. They hadn't ever tried it. They never tried it. They created a story and the media gobbled it up. And for over 100 years, nobody was able to achieve it. They tried, but they had that belief that their heart was about to explode. But there's one man who decided to go against it, and he was also a believer physician. And he created a different story in his head. Once he created that different story, and he made it so powerful for himself, in 1954, he ran the 4-minute mile, Roger Bannister, and he broke the 4-minute mile. And once he broke that 4-minute mile, the old story, the old belief, became a new belief. Once the new belief was heard about everywhere, everyone's old belief changed. And all of a sudden, the new belief was in their head. Wow, it's possible. We should try it. And within that year, 24 students broke the 4-minute mile. Whereas before, for over 100 years, no one was able to achieve it. It's only because the story that was told by the doctors and the media gobbled it up, created a belief. But when one person flipped that belief by saying, "I've done it," then other people started doing it, and it was seen on screen. They had filmed it. There's a footage on YouTube about it as well. And that belief became something else. People believed for many years that our voice will not be able to be transmitted over the wire. But in 1830, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. It was believed that man will never fly. Oh, for the next 1,000 years, man will never fly. It was actually reported in the newspapers in the olden days. But the Wright brothers, they conducted a successful flight and man flew. And all of a sudden, the old belief changed to a new belief. And from a new belief, we fly every day. We see planes above us. We can get into a plane and fly. Is that a belief now? It's not a belief anymore. It's something else. In 2007, when the iPhone was, I believe, coming out, it was reported in the newspapers that this phone will not be a success. 2015, iPhone, the smartphone, the most successful phone around. It went from a belief, an old belief, a limiting belief, a belief that puts you down, to an empowering belief that was powerful, and from that, it became something else. It's just stories that are told to us in an elaborate way that creates a belief in us. A prime example is the elephant. An elephant when it's a baby, a small little elephant when it's a baby, what they do is they tie it around a big tree, and the elephant pulls and it pulls and it pulls and it tries getting away and it tries getting away, and eventually it decides, forget it, I can't get away, I'm stuck here for life. It grows big, boom, boom, and it can rip down a tree completely. It's got the strength, it's huge. They tie it to a twig. The elephant sits there. I'm stuck here for life. Tried it before, didn't happen. Belief, I believe it. If it moved and the twig broke, the old belief would become a new belief, and they would have to train the elephant again. So it's something that we have to know. Old beliefs that are limiting us can change into new beliefs through story. Once we have this story in us, it becomes something else. What is it that becomes something? I keep saying it becomes something else. What is it? What is it that it becomes? And this is the next phase of belief. Now, if I said to you, I've got a pen in my hand, in this hand right here, I've got a pen. You might believe me. But if I go, woo, now the story is not there. You know that I was lying. There's no pen. There was never a pen. But if I said to you, there's a pen in my hand and I've got it right here, and then I said, there's no pen, you can see there's a pen in my hand. It's not a belief anymore, it's a knowing. And that is the next phase of belief. From belief, it goes to knowing. And the only way knowing is created is by having the strong belief, trying it yourself, finding out someone who's actually done it before you, just like Roger Bannister had done the 4-minute mile, and then all of a sudden the belief had changed and it was like, it can be done. And then all of a sudden 24 students decided to run it, and they did it as well, and it became a knowing. And now it's impossible for someone to say, it can't be done, because in YouTube there's a video footage of the person doing it. Someone can say, I'll just go do it right now. Let's go jump on the track. Bam, done. It's a knowing now. And once it becomes a knowing, that's when the true power starts coming from. Because no one can break the knowing. Beliefs, anyone can break. Anyone can break a belief. But once you know something to be true, then it can't be broken. The only way you're going to know is by learning, by studying, by reading, by exploring, by doing, by executing. Once you've got the 100% proof that it can be done, then it's not a belief anymore. It's a knowing. You know everything's going to be great. You know you've achieved it before. You've overcome obstacles. You can do it again. But what happens is everyone around us decides to put their little beliefs in us. Do not take their seeds. Do not take their gifts. Say thank you for your lovely gifts of these little seeds that you're about to give me. But those seeds you can keep for yourself and plant them in yourself, because I'm not planting them in me to create a false ivy that's going to suffocate me. I like to have plants that grow into huge trees, like oak trees that stand there, that wind cannot blow it down. Like bamboo shoots can bend through it. It becomes a knowing. That's what we want to do. We want to create a knowing. Knowings of empowerment. Knowings of good stuff. Knowing that helps society. Knowings that moves us forward. If there's anything that's holding us back, if there's anything that's going to make us feel rubbish, then we should just get rid of them and find a new story and explore, because it's our moral obligation and our duty to do better, to be better, to move forward for the people that are looking at us and watching us, the small eyes, for the future generations that we're raising, our children. We have to be the examples. We have to create the stories, the powerful stories that we can implant in them, that will make them successful, that will make them achievers, they will never get upset when somebody says, oh, your Pokemon cards are fake, because then you know that you can handle this. You know that it's their jealousy. You know it's their lack of knowledge. You know it's just their seeds that have grown into ivies around them, whereas yours has grown into trees. So guys, keep adding value to people's lives. Keep spreading the love. Have empowering, powerful beliefs. Create the story for yourself like Roger Bannister did and all the other previous successful people did. Do not take other people's little seeds that grow into ivies that will suffocate you. Plant the seeds that will grow into huge trees that future generations will come and take shelter under and know that there was a knowing here. Take care, guys.